here we are. It's Town Hall Meeting number 146, and it's May 13, 2025. And today we're being joined by Alfred, Ashley, Daniel, Zork, and Vanessa. Thanks for being here. Undoubtedly, we get some more people dripping in over time. As you can see on the screen share, pretty concise agenda for today. We start off with a couple of mentions and then a little update on the budgets for Q3. If there is any time, and there very well might be, there's, as always, there's space for open topics. And I'll start off with a little reminder on what the ambassador program even is and what we're doing. Basically, we're a group of like-minded people that are quite in tune with the mission and vision of Singularity Net and its ecosystem, building towards decentralized AGI. And we do this through a wide range of self-organizing work groups. If you want to help out, we do have a work group that suits your skills, your passion. So hop onto our Discord server. It has a little how to join section, and that section will tell you how to join. Hope to see you there. Then a couple of mentions. Starting off with two deadlines. One has already passed earlier today for the AGI 25 conference. The paper submissions have closed. And the deadline for OpenCog Hyperon RFPs is open for, I think, one more day. I think, yeah, tomorrow, end of day is the closing date there. So if you happen to have a proposal laying around for OpenCog Hyperon, now would be the time of submitting it. Now, kidding aside, I figured I would just call it out because these RFPs and also the papers for the conference, that's where the meat is in a way, progress-wise, on the research side of things. Yeah. And of course, with the RFPs also on the building side of things. Then I was kind of hoping to have Colleen in the room because I want to call out coming Monday at 14 UTC. She's hosting through the AI ethics workgroup a community discussion on the role of emotions in AI. And I'm not the right person to give a little bit more information on that. Let me quickly grab a snippet. Of course, I can't find it at the spot. Nice. Regardless, you can find promotion on the ethics workgroup channel, and I believe also in the main channels. So yeah, next week, Monday, 14 UTC is when this will happen. And I wanted to also call out a little calendar check by pretty much everybody. Lots of meetings have shifted their schedule from either weekly or bi-weekly to monthly. So I just wanted to make sure. Every now and then there's still a request popping up like, this information is very incorrectly displayed on the calendar right now. So yeah, if everybody could do a little check to see for the coming month, making sure that the intervals are correct on the meetings, that would be really helpful. And yeah, if you could DM me if anything needs changing, then we can make sure the calendar is the actual source of truth on well, when calls are happening. Then on the community website, I introduced this last week's town hall. It would be good to have a couple of people, if interested, to make up a little task force for the content. It's relatively straightforward. I think most of the content will be sourced from, well, places where we already have it. Like the Gitbook, GitHub has a lot of information as well. But I do think it would be good to have a bit of extra eyes on well, the small amounts of content that will be on that website, that they're at least correct and checked by multiple people. So if you're interested in helping out on that, please let me know. Most of this will be asynchronous. It's not going to be tons of meetings. No worries there. But yeah, as I said, a couple of extra eyes on the content before it goes live would be great to have. And yeah, that covers the mentions for this week. Then I would like to introduce a nice fun topic on budgets. Basically, earlier today during governance, we were discussing um, the budgets for Q3, and we're trying to puzzle out the minimums for work groups, what a work group could, still do their critical tasks. And that's all in light of, basically decreases in budget. One side this is coming from was from token price, which, I think most would be aware, has recovered at least to above the token price we used for the Q2 proposals. At the same time, I got to be the bearer of bad news in a way on our allocation, because, yeah, for a bit of context, I'll explain it. Basically, the phase two mintings, that's where our allocation comes from. We get an allocation by the supervisory council, and this amounts to 0.5% of the phase two tokens that are getting minted. And basically, the general setup of the phase two token mintings is that every month the minted amount decreases by 1.5%. And yeah, to keep things somewhat workable, within the ambassador program context, we normalized that over a year. And May is the month in which this takes place. And practically speaking, that means our total allocation will go down from 144 to 103K tokens. As you can see, this is quite a big decrease. It's 29%, I think. And there's, bluntly put, no way around this. This is simply the setup of our allocation because it's based on the phase two token mintings. And yeah, this will then be for the year to come, this will be the quarterly budget. And of course, after a year, there will be another further decrease. This is, yeah, part of the setup of phase two. It was introduced to basically the initial plan was to have the phase two token mintings over 5 years and then have it finished. And a change was made to this plan to have it slowly decrease over time, over 91 years in total. And yeah, basically the assumption there is that if the foundation does its job properly, the decrease in token mintings would be, what's the word? Accounted for, I guess, by increasing token price, which compared to the very start of phase two has increased a lot. And in that sense, even with this reduction, we still have a pretty decent sized budget. But it's all relative if you compare it to a little bit like half a year ago with this 144K per quarter and a higher token price. Yeah, of course, there's way more you can do. Anyway, long story short is basically we're looking for all work groups to give input. Let me go there and see if it nicely keeps sharing. Question mark, is it still sharing now the sheet? I assume so. Basically what we're looking for, I'll show I'll go over the sheet a little bit. So there's a ton of questions and information and stuff here. Basically what we can see right now is this is our Q2 budget cap. And with an exchange rate of 30 cents. I'm just taking the alphabetical first guild, in this case, African guild. And basically to account for this decrease in quarterly budget, the specific guild goes from 9,500 to 6,813 AGIX. And as you can see in the column next to it, in USD from 2,850 to 2,044. And basically what we're looking for is to fill up this section, right? this section for every work group, we're looking for information like first defining what the minimum activities are. So like the very core of what you do. It's not filled in yet, but just for example, I will call it AI ethics work group. Thanks for already putting it in there. They've described their minimums as monthly meetings, asynchronous work support, workgroup management, code sharing, gathering and processing research data. And next question becomes, does your new cap, so column D in this case, does that cover your minimum amount of work, assuming an exchange rate of 30 cents? This exchange rate is, of course, fully depends on what the market does. It's not within our control. The 30 cent here was picked because that's the number we used for the Q2 proposals. Yeah, basically here, AI ethics indicates yes, this just about covers the very minimum, as long as token price is above 30 cents. And well, then we have, let's say a work group feels like, no, this wouldn't cover for our minimum setup of the work group. Here we're looking for a number, basically. We need to start juggling around because there have been signals work groups didn't get allocated as much budget as they need to perform their minimum. Therefore, we're just trying to collect the numbers right now. Coming Thursday during open governance call, we'll try and see where we are. Hopefully by then, and that's really a strong urge to get this all filled in. We'll be able to see where we may have some wiggle room and where we really need to, well, adjust the allocations. So there's also room for, if you can work with a lower budget, what would the actual minimum be? So this is also going to be very interesting information. If you, for some reason, are able to work with a minimum it doesn't automatically mean you will receive this minimum, but seeing our total budget is a non-zero, my English is breaking down. It's a non-zero sum game. So if we want to increase the allocations to one work group, pretty much this means we need to get the allocation from somewhere else and reduce it from a different work group. So that's what this sheet is trying to do, to grab as much information as we can to then start puzzling. I see a message in chat. We did say yes based on the Q2 budget caps. The new lower cap, I don't know actually. Yeah, fair. That's I would ask to reassess, I guess, because we do not need that information. Basically, over the governance call earlier today, this sheet got changed a little bit. Pretty much because of this decrease from 144 to 103. Okay. I believe that kind of covers. Please, anyone in the room, if you happen to have questions or additions, don't hesitate to feel free to simply unmute and speak up, of course. And also thanks to Vanessa I saw you reaching out to all the work groups, well, putting attention to this and that we do need input, preferably by Thursday. And of course, participants in that session would also be really welcome. It's, yeah, in all honesty, not going to be an easy puzzle, and it's a bit harsh seeing, over the past months, I think we're all quite aware how much hassle the token price impact has had. Now, finally, this recovers, or at least is again above the proposal level of 30 cents. And yeah, now there's this similar range of reduction again. Yeah, it's really, I'm well aware, it just is the least fun thing to be thinking about. At the same time, it is a reality, and we need to work with what we have. So yeah, it's not fun, but it does need to be solved. So here we are, I guess. Yes, Vanessa, it was spammy. I got 10 notifications. But that's good. I think everybody will see it. So yeah, we do need the input. I didn't include on the slide the outline for the the dates. I don't think we even pinpointed exactly the dates. I think we more or less agreed on using the same schedule from previous quarter, just transposing it to the coming quarter. And that would mean that in 2 weeks, we're going to be looking for people to start submitting their proposals. So that's why, yeah, time is quite a bit of the essence here. So, yeah. Okay, maybe I'll throw in once more that we would really like to have all this input by Thursday. But I think you catch the drift there. Um, yeah, please, if there's any questions, feel free to ask them either in the call or in chat. I think this kind of covers the topic for now. Vanessa, I don't mind reading out your chat, but at the same time, maybe you wouldn't mind reading it out?
Nah, I put it in chat because maybe it doesn't belong on a YouTube video. I don't know.
It is a radical idea. Yeah, that is radical. Make a little battle between the work groups out of it.
I suppose what I'm thinking is that it's getting to the point where you can't do anything meaningful with the amount of budget that you're likely to get. And yeah, it just feels keeping going for the sake of it. You just wonder, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, this was the same kind of sentiment we've been dealing with through the price decrease, right? Token price decrease.
Yeah, but with token price, you always, well, I don't know, maybe I'm over optimistic, but I always feel it'll bounce back up again at some point. But with this, it probably won't bounce up enough at the moment, I don't think, to compensate for this.
Well, looking at yeah, 29% down means we need to go almost close to 40% up again to be at the same USD levels. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, it's true. It's far from an easy task. It's a very harsh amount of reduction. Um, yeah, seeing no hands or no further comments, I think that kind of concludes the agenda item, which is also today's main, if not only agenda item. So if Sheets is work. Yeah, there we go. So that does bring us to the open topic session. If you happen to have any question, anything you'd like to ask, add, sing about, it's all welcome. There's limits, but basically the floor is open for anything. That's where I'm trying to go. All right. Then we might be looking at a relatively quick tunnel here today. As you can see on the slide, they're every week, Tuesdays, 18 UTC. And if you happen to have topics you feel we should be discussing during Town Hall, do let me know. You can just post it on Discord anywhere if you tag me. And I think that's pretty much it for today. So I'll give everybody 30 minutes back of their allocated time already. Thanks for being here. And yeah, hope to see you on... there's 10 more community calls in this week. So I think we'll see each other either on Zoom and if not on Discord. Thanks again. See you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers for hosting, Peter. Take care, everyone.
You too. Thanks.